Well, everybody, the Camry exhaust problem has been resolved. They put the toy back in Toyota. So the other day, I had the camera like under the car here, and I'll show you what they did. You can see it now, maybe. You can tell right up over there, see the new piece? That's where it broke, right off the cat there, right about center screen. They just welded a new piece right in and everything's happy now. But the hell I had to fucking go through for this, I'll tell you in a second.
How can I help you?
Yes, how you doing? Is Sal there, please?
He stepped out for a minute.
Okay, gee, I wanted to speak to him. Do you know when he's going to be back?
Oh, he's dropping a customer off at his house. If you want, you can leave me your name and your phone number. I can tell him to call you when he gets back.
No, I'll give a call later, thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I need that kind. Ladies and gentlemen, why can't anybody do what the fuck they're supposed to do the right way at the right price anymore? Okay, now that I have some Courage fuel, car's dicked. You knew that. So the exhaust is broken, so I looked at it this morning, and right after the catalytic converter, the pipe just broke off. No big. Weld it back or replace, you know, whatever shit there. It's no big. But I needed tires too. The front tires are dicked on it. I know that. So that's probably because it needs an alignment. So I figure, all right, let me get all that shit done and do a fucking oil change while you're there. So I go over to STS Tire. Remember, it's a trust thing. So I go there. I trust them. I say, listen, this is dicked. This is dicked. This is dicked. Let me know. Okay, I'll give you a call as soon as I know something. So I go, and it gives me a call back half hour, 45 minutes later, no big. Yeah, this is Sal. How you doing? It's Sal from STS Tire. Hey, you need a whole new exhaust. It's going to be $1,300. I said, huh? What do you mean? What do you mean $1,300? Where do you get that? Oh, we got to replace everything from the cat back. I said, no, not for $1,300. You don't. I don't care. I mean, that's you got to be shitting me. He said, no, that's the price. I said, okay, what about the tires? It's going to be $700. Okay, why $700? What do you mean? That's 4 tires, right? He says, yeah. I said, you know, I only need 2 in the front, right? Well, the ones in the back are worn. I said, no, they're not. The ones in the back are perfectly fine. You know that, and I know that. You can measure the tread depth, and you probably have a real expensive tool to do that. So the backs don't need to be done. All right, I'll give you a price for the 2. I said, well, just a second. What tires are you going to put on? Did you ask me what kind of tires I want? Did you make any recommendations? Well, I figured I'd just pick something in the middle for you. Were you just going to pick them out of a fucking hat, whether I like it or not? So I said, no, I don't know about that. I said, so what's with the alignment? Yeah, we could do that. Okay. Tell you what, why don't you wait? I'll be down there in about a half hour. So I didn't go down there in a half hour. I went home. I called up a muffler place I've dealt with in the past. You know, because I figured I'd just bring the car, let me get everything just done. And, you know, if they bang me $50 more for it, they bang me $50 more for it. But no. So anyway, I call up the muffler place, and the guy's like, you got to bring the car down here, but I could do it today. And I said, okay. So I'll get the car, and I'll go down to you. So in the meantime, I call up STS, and I call their major, like, headquarters and shit like that, and I said, okay, so just tell them to go ahead with the shit, and then, you know, we'll go from there. And I said, okay. I said, listen, make sure you tell them, because I need to get the car back so I can take it for the exhaust to get that done, because it's Saturday, they close at 2 o'clock, so I got to be there before then. And he says, yeah, no problem. So a half hour later, I got a call from Sal. And Sal says, I can't do the alignment for you. I said, why not? He says, because if you don't want to get the tires, then it makes no sense to do the alignment. I said, whatever do you mean? He says, if you do the alignment now before you get the tires, then when you get the new tires, it's going to pull to one side or it's not going to drive right or something like that. I said, no, let me explain something to you. When you adjust the alignment, you're adjusting suspension components and shit on the car. It has nothing to do with the tires that are on there. In other words, if your caster or your camber is out, okay, so let's say the tire is sitting like this, of course not as exaggerated. If you then take the wheel off the car, you're still left with the plate there, which is called the rotor, that the brake mounts up to, and here's your studs coming out, you know, the lug nuts and all that kind of great shit. So anyway, so that's all knackered. So they play with all the shit over here, and they put it up straight. So if I have shitty tires that are running straight, or if I have new tires that are running straight, they're running fucking straight. It doesn't matter what tires are there. I said, okay, no problem, I'll do that. But in the meantime, I called their headquarters, and I was talking to the guy, and I said, listen, do the right thing. Tell him, go ahead, get the alignment shit done right away, because I need the car back right away. Yeah, no problem. I said, don't make me have to go down there and make waves and put you on the YouTube. He says, whatever do you mean? You're on the YouTube, guy. His name happened to be Jason. He begs his pardon, but anyway, you're on the YouTube now. Thanks so much for fucking me over. Really appreciate it. Now you're going to let my entire subscriber base know, and all of YouTube and all of the interwebs, just for doing the wrong thing. He said, what do you mean? No, I don't want to do that. I said, what are you threatening me for? I said, no, I'm not threatening you. I'm saying I don't want to have to do that. Don't make me do that. Do the right thing for me. Yeah, but now you're threatening me. I said, no, you're wrong. I'm not threatening you. I just said, I don't want to have to do that. Please don't make me have to do that. And he did. So that's the deal. So anyway, I go down to the muffler shop. And first thing he says to me is, give me your keys. He doesn't say, oh, it's going to be an hour. I have to look at it. I have to take a shit first. This and that. No, give me your keys. He takes the keys, he brings the car in, puts it right up on the lift. A minute later, he calls me into the shop. So I go into the shop. Now here's the car. I'm standing underneath the car. Huge insurance problem here. Because if I get hurt, it's his ass, right? Well, he knows as well as I do that those lifts for the cars have like double safeties on it, and there's no way the car is really going to fall. And if it does, well, you know what? I'm sure it's happened in the past, but chances are very, very good that if you have two safeties in place, if one fails, the other one is not going to fuck you over. Anyhow, so he takes me under the car and he says, look, see up there? See it's broken? He's like, yeah, I fix. I said, how much? He says, $110. I'll cut the pipe, I'll weld in a piece, you be on your way. It'll take me 20 minutes. Okay, done. So that was that. Went over there, he put the fucking pipe in, the car's all quiet, and that's that. So now coming up, I'm going to give you a little telephone conversation I had with Sal, because I just called him up just to dick with him, just because he ended up fucking me over, so I figured I'll fuck him back. So don't bring your car to STS Tire and Auto. Go to a mom and pop shop, because they know what the fuck they're doing. In fact, this shop I went to, it's called American Muffler Shop. I'm not going to tell you where they are, that's tough. But anyway, when you go there, they got signs outside like, don't honk, we'll hear you coming. So, okay, corny but cute at the same time. And inside they had nicer signs. It said, it's better to go for easy nickels than hard dimes. And they said, they had another sign that said, it's better to give something away for free than to overcharge for it. Hello! That's what we're dealing with. So anyway, he said, guess what? I'll get the alignment done for you too. I can't do it today, so you got to come back for it. But anyway, he's going to do the alignment for like $100,000 less, like 30, 40 bucks less than the fucking STS wants to dick me for. He'll give me all the numbers and shit like that. Oh, that was another thing Sal couldn't do for me. He was going to do the alignment, right? And I said, okay, listen, I want to see the numbers. You know, I want to see how many degrees out it was and then what what it reads after it's done. He says, yeah, no problem. And then he calls me back. Oh, listen, I can't give you that printout. I said, why not? He says, my printer doesn't work. Really? Really? Your printer doesn't work? I said, so where does that leave me? He says, well, I could take a picture of the screen and text it to you or something. I said, you've got to fucking be kidding. You've got to be kidding. They just couldn't do anything right. So anyway, don't bring your car to STS. They suck. Go to a mom and pop shop. Support local business. Buy American, not Chinese. And drink beer. So anyway, that's all I have to say on that. That was a nice rant. If you want to call and bitch out Sal, you can do that. If you want to call their headquarters, you can do that too and bitch out Jason over there. So that would be awesome. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
STS, this is Sal. How can I help you?
Hey Sal, how you doing? It's Jason. I was in this morning with the 2000 Camry.
Yes, how's it going?
Good. I just had a question for you.
Good.
Why did you leave the clips on my air cleaner box open?
I'm sure it wasn't intentional.
I'm pretty sure that too. So I can forgive and forget on that.
Okay.
Just a quick update. I got my exhaust fixed for $110, but your company is right. It's a trust thing. I trust never to bring my vehicle to your establishment ever again.
Okay.
Thanks so much, Sal. You have a great one. So a few more things I wanted to touch on. I forgot to mention in the previous video about American Muffler Shop, especially and most importantly, I said to the guy while I was there, hey, you do exhaust and all that, you know, while I'm here, let me just pick your brain a second. Talk to me about PO420. And of course, he knew exactly what I was talking about. He said, well, you got that code because of the exhaust pipe break. I said, no, that was happening way before it broke or even got loud. He says, okay, you need a catalytic converter. I said, what about oxygen sensors? He says, nope, catalytic converter, and it's the front one that comes right off the engine. Here's what I do about it. Nothing. I said, yeah, but what about the... Oh, no, it's easy. You reset the light, and then you drive like 50 miles and then get it inspected before you're monitoring. I said, no, I know. I read all about it. I know how to do it, and that's what I've been doing for the inspection, but like, what's the deal? He says, that's how you do it. It's not worth fixing it, because you're going to spend, $1,000 some odd something dollars on the fucking cat, which you don't need. I said, okay, same thing on my other car, an 02 Camry. He says, yep, don't fix it, just drive with the light on. He said, there's so many things that'll make that light go on, but only a very small handful of them are going to make the car drive funny. So if you get the light and the car is driving fine, you can safely ignore it. And as long as you reset it before you go for your inspection, you got nothing to worry about. We have so many customers that keep doing that trick. They keep coming to us for their inspection, whatever, and we reset the light, tell them to drive, come back, they pass, that's it, real easy. I said, okay, well, I've done some reading on this, and some research, and I've read that you can get these little inserts that you take the oxygen sensor out, put this little insert in there, and what it does, like if this jams in the exhaust pipe, then the oxygen sensor would be down here, so it keeps the oxygen sensor kind of out of the stream of it, and that would make the reading a lot different. He says, yeah, we have them. I said, so why not just put that in? He said, there's about a 70% chance it'll work. I said, and? So why don't we do it? He said, it's $80. I said, okay. So isn't it worth it? I mean, I'm sure you don't have a guarantee or anything. He says, no, of course not. So if you want to do it, but I wouldn't bother. Take that money and go to dinner. Well, that's like totally awesome, because he just told me, yeah, don't even bother. Keep fucking the system. All it means is that the catalytic converter is at 95% or lower efficiency. It really doesn't matter. And honestly, like I've said before, I never work at 100% efficiency, so that doesn't need to either. There you go. So go to a cool shop that knows what the fuck they're doing instead of a retail place that wants to dick you on shit. Further, so they did the exhaust a lot cheaper. You heard the other video and the rant on it. So they did that, and you're saying, but Jay, what about the alignment and the tires? So anyway, they got a shop they use at this place, so I'm going to have them take the car and send it to the place they use, because if they use that place, they know who they're dealing with to deal with me, so that makes sense. It'll be a place that knows what the fuck they're doing, and I'll tell them, hey, I want the printout, I want the numbers. Oh, you'll get it, don't worry, don't worry. And I'm sure I will get it. So I'll get that, and I asked him, I said, what about tires? He says, well, we don't really do them. I mean, I can get them for you, I can put them on, but fucking go to Costco. So I'll go to BJ's, whatever. I got somebody who's got a membership, whatever. And that's the other thing about STS and how they suck. You look up the price for tires on their website, and there's an option, install at STS or ship to your home. So I chose install at STS. And it told me that the tires would be like $130 a piece. Now, Sal, of course, said, oh, no, $700. And I'm like, that's not really $130 a piece. I mean, I know you got to pay for the installation, which is like $16 a tire, but that still doesn't even out. And if you're giving me tires that I didn't even want, where the fuck, you know, what the fuck are we talking about here? So you say, well, you can't get the web price in the store unless you add them to your cart. I said, no, I did that, and it says print this out, and you can bring it to the store, and I can do that for you. Let me look. I don't know. I'll have to call you back. And then anyway, he finally says, no, you got to like do that and then wait, and we'll take our sweet ass time to get the tires down here, and when we get them, then we can put them on your car, maybe, unless we find 1,000 million other things. So I said, let me look up all the STS places around in the area, and they're chains, so there's a bunch of them around. And basically what I found is, which I guess I should have done first. Now, bear in mind, this whole thing is my fault because I chose the wrong place. So fuck me. It's my fault. It's not your fault, STS, for just being a shitty company. It's my fault for going to you, you know, in the first place. My fault. I beg my pardon. It's not the beer talking. It's all my fault. I promise you it's not the beer talking. Believe me, it's really not. It was my fault entirely. Beg my pardon. So anyway, everybody, pretty much with the exception of one or two idiots that don't know shit about cars, said they suck, they're rude, they're not courteous, they suck, and oh yeah, and they suck, and don't go to them kind. They overcharge you on shit. And if something's broken, they'll break other shit to fix that, and then find 10 other things wrong. And one guy said, yeah, I'd normally bring my car to the mechanic, but I was stuck. I couldn't get, you know, whatever. So I went to them, and they told me there's like 10 things wrong with the fucking car. I said, fuck you. I brought the car to my mechanic. He charged me like $5, and he fixed the one problem, and everything's good. And I said, what about the other 9 shit on the list? Those don't exist. You don't have those problems. Now, I know in a retail chain it's different because they have numbers. Numbers. Now, I know about numbers and how companies fuck you over. In fact, I could show you an example. In fact, I have shown you an example, but I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about. Numbers, right? Okay, so here you go. Now, they're not fucking you necessarily with numbers here. It's 24 ounces, and that's what's in here, but that doesn't mean that the container will hold 24 ounces, or, you know, I mean, it's going to be a little more, a little less, whatever, but not a lot more and a lot less. Take a look at this shit, and I showed you this in the Detergent Day video, part 17, which you should watch if you didn't. But anyway, where is it full to? Well, with the cap on, you can't tell. With the cap off, you can see it's right here. And if you look, so what's the deal? And I haven't used this yet. It's just, where did all the product go? Why is it only filled to there? because they can get away with it. So same shit goes, but in reverse for the numbers at a retail store, because their numbers are where they want them to be, and they make you rip everybody the fuck off to get those damn numbers, rather than doing it the legitimate way and, you know, getting a nice customer base. And they say, oh, you got to keep customers too. I know how this shit works. I used to work in retail as far as that goes. I know all about the numbers game and the bullshit and whatever. Give it the fuck up. Stop shopping at retail stores. Shop the fuck online. Get the cheaper prices. Deal with, you know, the occasional fuck up as far as shipping and that kind of stuff goes. You're better off. You see something in a store, order it online instead. Because if you buy it in the store, you'll end up being dicked. Walmart being the exception, because if you want to buy something in the store, you can't. You have to get it on the website, and then they ship it to the store, which you could have gone to begin with. I don't know. It's all fucked up. The whole economy is fucked up. And there's no such thing as good business practices anymore. There's no such thing as doing the right thing for people. It's, this is how the company wants it. That's how the company gets it. You know, unless you can find a mom and pop shop or some shit like that and make friends with them on top of that. You know, usually a mom and pop shop isn't really, and I've seen it go both ways, because sometimes you go into a mom and pop shop and you'll get, you know, a fortune for some shit, like the pizza place that's here, right? You go in there and you want to buy a 2-liter bottle of soda. Now, obviously, you're not going to pay what you pay in a grocery store. And, of course, they're greatly overpriced now. But when they're not on sale, what are they, like $1.49 maybe for a 2-liter bottle? So what do they get there? $4.50. So you're charging $3 more? 3 times the price? When I could walk to the grocery store in the same shopping center right there and get it there for $1.50, not on sale. Forget using your card and coupons and shit. No, not on sale. I can get it $3 cheaper. So sometimes the mom and pop shops will get you like that, but it depends on what you're doing, where you're going, what you get done. If you're getting service done, a lot of times they know that you want your shit done the right way, because that's why you went there. And anyway, it's babbling bullshit with Jay. So anyway, support local business, buy American, don't buy Chinese, and things like that, or buy from whatever your home country is. You know, if you live in India, buy Indian. If you live in Thailand, buy Thailand. If you live in Japan, buy Japan. And if you live in China, don't buy Chinese either, I think. So anyway, that's pretty much the deal. So just a little more rant on that. So finally this weekend will go to a close. I don't have to worry about the problem with the exhaust on the car anymore and have to drive the wrong cars around all week. Her car's all quiet, that's what she cares about, but it still needs tires because they're dicked. And whatever. And I even told the guy, I said, hey, look, you know, some dick came by and fucking stoved in the back of the car, and that crashed the fucking front wheel into the curb, so that could be why the fucking tires are worn to shit and all fucked up. And he looked at it, and he's like, no, everything's fine. Nothing's bent. You don't need any other suspension components. Everything is fucking rock solid. There's no play in anything. Everything looks great. And by the way, STS wanted to bang me for shocks and struts because they said that's what's causing the alignment to go out. And I said, no, I don't fucking think so. I've seen cars that have no suspension components except for the springs left. And that doesn't cause the fucking shit to go out either. So I know what's good and what's not good. And I even told the guy right up front when I brought the car in this morning, I said, listen, I did the timing belt on this car 3 months ago, so I know which end of the wrench to hold. And he still decided to fuck me over, like, oh yeah, we know about these kind of dicks. Whatever. So anyway, I win, you lose, you get none of my money, you get bad mouth on the YouTube, fuck STS, that's awesome shit, and go to other places besides them, and don't go to retail anymore. Buy online, buy elsewhere, you know, if you're getting groceries it's different, I guess, and shit like that, but go support your local people, and don't support the conglomerates, because they suck and stuff. So don't do that kind. Don't let them fuck you over on Turgent, where they fuck me over on Turgent. Although you're not really going to find a mom and pop, except for maybe, you know, Mrs. Meyer's soap or something, which whatever. But don't, because then, I mean, it's blatantly obvious that they're fucking you over, but they purposely designed this to show you that you're not, and you'll just have the nice surprise when you get home. How the line just disappears when the cap's on, and how it shows up. Specially designed. Fucking amazing. Anyway, so don't let people get the best of you, no matter what you do or where you go. And if you have any problems, you tell them Jay from the YouTube kind sent you, and they won't know who I am anyway. So anyway, keep watching the videos. Make sure you click like. Make sure you click subscribe. And stay tuned for more dickerdness of whatever the fuck. Oh, and last thing. I don't know how this possibly even happened. It's fucking November, not October, the month of dickerdness. So I don't know how the fuck I was supposed to get fucked over. Oh, wait. Yeah, my car with the transmission happened in November, so maybe it's November too. Do I walk into a place and like, what do I look like? Do I look like, do I have it, does it say on my hat, fuck with me? Is it the beard? What is it? If you know, leave me something in the comments and let me know. Is it just companies just fucking suck now? Do you have a story you want to share? Put it down in the comments. Again, click like, subscribe, all that good shit. And we'll keep up the dickerdness, and I can continue to provide you with the quality of the caliber of videos that you've decided to watch to get the caliber of quality that you're experiencing, or something like that. Thanks again. Take care.